Welcome everybody to Las Vegas Motor Speedway here on iRacing with the iOS Truck Series. My name's Josh Hall with Intensity Broadcast. I'm joined tonight by Atlee Atman Weiss. Atlee, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome. We got the final four here at Las Vegas. The championship hopes are on the line. Four drivers, but only one can be crowned the iOS Truck Series champion. So I'm excited to see the show that these drivers are going to put on yesterday in the Cup Series. No cautions. So I don't know if we should expect the same thing for the Truck Series.
I don't know. I mean, I already watching these guys having a little troubles here in practice, but that doesn't mean anything as we see Brian Knuutti currently on the track. Let me get this final four off the screen for you. I'll take a look at Brian Knuutti riding around the track last night, who had a great run. Him and Cody Moore were battling hard there at the end, or throughout the race, but Cody Moore just drove away from the field. I think Brian might have learned something a little bit last night because of it. Also on track, we got another one of our playoff drivers, Colin Willems. I'm sure the bot squad will be in full effect tonight, cheering him on.
For sure.
And then we have the 7 of Logan Hagerman, who is currently not on track.
He's on pit road, though. You can see the Skyline Chili paint scheme.
Is he running the Skyline Chili? He is running Skyline Chili. Man, it's funny, too, because I have a friend from Ohio, and I told her about the Skyline Chili comments last night. She goes, "That is the most disgusting chili in the world." So it's a Ohio delicacy. I don't know if you know what Skyline Chili is, Atman, but it's basically spaghetti with chili on top. But Skyline Chili is made with cinnamon and chocolate. So, and then it's covered with cheddar cheese over spaghetti. So it's a very, very acquired taste, if you will.
What?
Yep. And our other playoff hopeful tonight, Devin Butchino, which I'm trying to get a good view of him now, but I can't seem to get a good camera view on him, unfortunately. He's being covered. Logan Hagerman says it's the best chili in the world. To each their own. To each their own. At the top of the board right now, Michael White.
Really?
Jumping to the top of the board right now in the 09.
He's looking fast in that 09, even though he's not in the final four. Still looking pretty good. Russell Martin, second in that 15. Got Brian Knuutti.
And then our 6th spot. I know you want to mention something about this car right here.
Pelican Snowball, Dylan Redding. Y'all know I have to get into it. It is the best. I know most snow cones that people eat, it's like crunchy. I don't know if anybody has that problem, but at Pelican Snowball, it's like smooth and fluffy snow from a New Orleans tradition. Over 100 flavors, serving customers for almost 20 years. Pelican Snowball, and they have over, and it's continuing to grow, 181 locations in Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, California, Georgia, Louisiana, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Texas. So, also, if you did not hear your state mentioned when I was speed reading that, then you can actually franchise your own Pelican Snowball and make some money with franchising. So get yourself a Pelican Snowball.
There you go. Logan Hagerman says in the chat, go to Skyline Chili and tell him Logan sent you. You'll get 7% off your order. And then Coralie Mather says Colin for the win. So yeah, I mean, I've taken Hormel chili, the beanless chili that you buy in the can, and put that over spaghetti, put cheddar cheese on it. It's amazing. But it doesn't have chocolate and cinnamon in it, so it's
What?
Yeah, it's different. See who else? Dustin Buck up into the 2nd position in practice right now.
Nice. He's looking fast in that 00. We saw him show some speed at Watkins Glen. For
sure, and I love Michael White's helmet. I don't know if you've noticed this before, Atman, but let's take a look at the far chase here, or the rear chase here, and if you look at that helmet there, it's a pretty cool design.
Oh, wow.
So, Devin Butchino says in the chat, hey, folks, last ride for Season 1. And Logan says, good luck tonight. So, a little bit of friendliness between the competitors tonight.
I don't know if that'll last for long. That's gonna be short-lived, cause we're in the desert, and I don't know. I think tempers might start to flare up a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be between a championship 4 or the people that are out. I know that race control is fervently telling these drivers to stay away and not really mess around with any of the championship 4. I know that was the case for the ARCA series.
Yep. And as you can see, looking at our track map here and the information here, we got a 1.52 mile track. Right now, the track temperature is 119 degrees. Very, very hot.
So we really are in the desert.
Yep, very hot, slick track. This track is just northwest of the airport of Karen Airport out there, Karen. So I've been out to Vegas a couple times. I know exactly where the track is. Never been to it, but know where it is. Actually, now that they're qualifying, track temperature has gone down a little bit, down to 106. So as we switch sessions and the trucks aren't on track, you see the temp just cool down just a little bit. And we're going to be doing actually it's 75 laps. I don't know why it says 100. I apologize for that. I don't think it updated for me. Oh, there it goes. Now it's updated. 75 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We got our first couple truck cars on track right now. We've got the truck cars. We got the 47 of Cheeseburger Chicken Nugget Michael Lawrence.
Is that what we're going to call him now?
No, but he was talking about chicken nuggets last night, so I figured I'd throw that out there.
Logan Hagerman says, I got to win it for Grandma Mary Hagerman. Yep, you disappointed her in the ARCA series. I'm just kidding. Was he? Yeah, he was not in the Final Four for the Cup Series. So he's back looking to get the championship here. Max McClure on track. Joseph Wright, who last week at Watkins Glen in the Truck Series had a time.
And it's official, that man. We can let the people know Joe will not be in that truck next year. Joe will not be running in the Truck Series next year.
Really?
In fact, that truck's going to be renumbered to the 81, and yours truly will be running that truck. So
nice.
That'll be a little different look on track, but it'll be fun nevertheless. I'm really looking forward to running with these iOS guys next season. And currently up at the top of the board, we got Logan Hagerman.
Man, the Skyline Chili car jumps to the top, 31.50, but that was short-lived. Dylan Redding, first race in a while, gets a 31.48.
Yeah, James Moore to second place right now.
Okay. 31.49. Oh, here comes Knuutti rolling in. Go Colin, Bot Squad, let's roll. Oh, gosh.
Aviana Dixon also says, let's go, Colin. And Butchino and Hagerman having some pleasantries in the chat. Wishing each other good luck. Money says Blink Hensley catches the dub tonight. Hey, Blake's fast at these 1.5 miles. We've seen him do it before, so we'll have to see what he's able to do tonight. We see Greg Froelich just finishing up here. He's in the 10th position. And Devin Butchino, one of our other playoff drivers tonight.
It's the 8th.
Yep, comes across the line here for his money lap.
I don't know if we've mentioned this, but somebody's back who's been on a little bit of a hiatus.
We're not talking about him. Devin Butchino up to the top of the board. Yes, who shall not be named. Actually, hopefully, last night I had the Wreckage Rewind all set up for him. And we didn't have a single yellow. So we'll have
Colin Willems.
Colin to the top of the board now. The 18.
It's a nice time. But his fellow Final Four driver was in second, but then Eddie Morris puts up a fast time, 31.45.
Wow. So a couple non-championship drivers here having some fast times as we see Brian Knuutti out on track right now. See where Brian puts himself. As he comes across the line. Jumps up to 7th, but we always know that second lap is usually faster. As you see
for
him,
sure.
see him managing the bumps. And Vegas is a very bumpy track. I was talking about it last night, and
I've noticed that. Yep. I see the truck hopping.
yep, and there's a really bad bump in turn 3 and 4, and you'll actually see these guys running a little bit higher in turns 1 and 2 and lower in 3 and 4. And we saw that last night working for a couple people. Knuutti comes across the line, and he is going to move up into the 5th position.
Okay, top 5. He improved on a second lap.
Yep. Dustin Buck out on track. We saw Brian Merrill Jr. come across. He's in 12th.
Looks like Dustin Buck, he's already made his 2 qualifying laps, so he's staying out there to run. And even though they won't count, get some extra practice time.
Well, I guess we'll have to mention him here. The one, the only Isaiah Gill, who we haven't seen in a few weeks.
Just bleep the name out and put he who must not be named, because... But still, when he's pretty much won all the races.
Yep. And we see the P next to his name. He is not one of the playoff drivers. As you can see, his logo has been removed from the top of that truck, as he missed a couple of races and dropped out of the top 4.
Let's see, this is his first time lap. Blake Hensley, who was very scary on Monday. Isaiah Gill, no! Gets loose off a 2. Right? He did not hit the wall, though.
No, he's able to continue on, but...
Slammed right on the brakes.
He's still having issues getting that truck going in the right direction. And that could have been another record rewind right there. Sean Spinozia says, what I missed? Nothing so far. We're just in the middle of qualifying. We got about 4 minutes left in qualifying here. If you haven't heard yet, though, we do have an announcement on the iRacing side. iRacing has just released the next-gen Cup cars. The Camaro, the Ford Mustang, and the Toyota Camry are out and available for you to drive next year's Cup cars, which is pretty cool. They have them updated. They're running them tonight in the Pro Invitational, which is a pretty awesome race to watch. I think those cars are going to be really cool to see on track, don't you think?
Yes, they look pretty clean. The only thing that I don't like is the one lug nut. I love pit stops.
I do too, but for safety reasons, we know that 5 lug nuts on a aluminum wheel, which could easily break, probably wouldn't be the best thing, as these guys like to rub wheel to wheel. You know, that's the reason why you see IMSA and you see, the open wheel cars talk so badly about wheel to wheel contact, just because those can break. But you're still going to have 1 tire changer, or excuse me, 2 tire changers, and you're still going to have 1 guy carrying the tires. So I don't think the pit stops are going to change that much in time.
Yep, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm a traditionalist, but I'd say if you want NASCAR to be around for years to come, then this is the future.
Yeah. I mean, at first I was like, oh, 1 lug nut, whatever. But these guys are taking 5 lug nuts at the same time it takes to take 1 lug nut off. Plus the safety side of things. I mean, again, not just the 1 lug nut, but could you imagine if somebody forgot to put 2 lug nuts on an aluminum tire or aluminum wheel at 200 miles an hour at Talladega?
Oh gosh.
A steel wheel can hold that. Aluminum?
It's aluminum, right?
So
I'm looking at you, Martin Truex Jr. pit crew.
Same thing.
They always somehow find a way to mess the pit stop up.
As a Ryan Preece fan, we've been struggling it with all year ourselves too. So, let's see, Sylvain Seguin making his final laps here as he comes across the line. He's going to move up into the 17th spot.
31.60. So we've got less than 2 minutes left here in qualifying.
Isaiah Gill back out on track.
Let's see. Hopefully he doesn't gill it this time. Man, I like what Dustin Buck is doing, staying out there the entire time. He was like one of the first trucks out there, and he's pretty much stayed out here the entire qualifying.
Yep, making some laps, kind of feel it out for himself. We saw last night there was the strategy, and I'm sure they're probably going to run the same kind of strategy tonight, was to split the race into thirds.
Okay.
Can you check what the tires are for tonight? Because I cannot remember if it's 2 sets or 3 sets.
How many sets? I can actually do that. Yes. Uh, three sets of tires. Yep, tire set limit in the race is 3.
There you go. So, you know, if I'm these guys personally, I'm thinking I might want to stay out and maybe cut the run. You can run probably about 35 to 45 laps on fuel. Actually, about 45 laps on fuel. So 45 plus 45 is 90. So yeah, if these guys went in, probably pit about lap 40.
Okay.
Or you might want a short pit, maybe come in at lap 30, and then again lap 60 to run it to the end because you have the tires.
For sure.
There's a lot of different strategies that these guys could run tonight, so those are just a couple things running through my head. I personally, I run every race like a road course athlete. I run everything backwards. So I always think about, well, my first stop, when can I get in there and, you know, make that fuel window where I can so that at the end of the race, I don't have to take as much time on pit road.
I mean, that's a solid way to think things, you know. But we got Siri Reed says, "Go dump truck Gill."
As we're going to take a look at our starting lineup here in the iOS Truck Series, Colin Willems in the 18 is going to be your pole sitter. Outside of him, Eddie Morse in the 8. Devin Butchino going to roll off 3rd. Russell Martin in 4th. And Brian Knuutti, another one of our playoff drivers, rolling in 5th. So 1st, 3rd, and 5th are all playoff drivers.
Then we got 6th place in the Pelican Snowball Machine, Dylan Redding. Michael White starts 7th, Dustin Dean 8th. Then we got James Moore starting 9th. Outside of him, rounding out your top 10 is going to be TJ Floyd.
Logan Hagerman, our last playoff driver, sitting in the 11th spot with Sylvain Seguin, fellow Canadian, to the outside of him. 13th is going to see our own Joseph Wright in the 82 with Brian Merle Jr. to the outside, and his brother David Wright starting behind him in the 15th spot.
Dustin Buck in the 00, starting 16th, Derek Chaput. 17th, 18th is going to be Michael Provolt. 19th, Greg Froelich. And then outside of him in the Snap-on machine, always running the Snap-on car, Matt Knight.
21st is going to see Brandon White. Outside of him in row 11 is Mike Rentz in the 91. Blake Hensley in the 31 starting 23rd, and Max McClure 24th. And finally, Isaiah Gill in the 25th position.
Oh, and then also don't forget 26th, Michael Cheeseburger Chicken Nugget Lawrence.
There you go.
And Dustin Dean is not loading in.
See Barney up there in the bottom, on the top right corner, just looking down at the trucks, making sure everything looks good. He's going to give them the thumbs up here, and you'll see that pace car start to roll.
I mean, I gotta bring this up. If you haven't already, make sure to follow Barney the Flagman on Twitter, @BarneyFlag.
You know, I'm actually not following that. I'll have to check that one out.
Yep, 1,691 followers on there, including some of the biggest names in motorsports.
So we'll take this one formation lap here and get them ready to get going here. While they're doing that, I'm actually going to follow Barney. Barney the Flagman, there he is.
Thank you.
Well, now we've got 1,692 followers.
There he goes. Have a follow. Cassie Willems says, "Let's go, Colin." Starting on the pole in a good position. But he's got Eddie Morris right outside of him. Looked very fast in qualifying. And then after that, behind them, we got Devin Butchino, Russell Martin. This should be a fun one.
Let's see if Colin learned anything from last night, as he burnt his stuff off early and fell to the back pretty quickly as the pace car's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Colin's going to lead him down to the starting zone. Waiting for that flag to come out. Green flag's in the air. We're racing for the final time here in the iOS Truck Series here at Las Vegas.
Colin Willems gets clear of Eddie Morris. Devin Butchino trying to make a pass on Eddie Morris. He moseys into the second position. Here comes Brian Knuutti on the bottom, getting to the third position. So top 4 single file. Got a battle for 5th. Russell Martin falls in line, but he's got the 019 of Michael White below him.
Oh, he loses it.
Contact! Oh, now you get to use your wreckage replay screen.
That's a big one, too.
Whew. That one was...
Man, that started with the 15 of Russell Martin. Just looks like he lost it all on his own there. And looks like he was going to get... He might have been able to save it, but just wasn't able to. We'll have to take a look here, and we're going to bring this back. See if we can see this good from the blimp, which we will be able to. And you see the 15, that Twisted T 15 on the high side. Looks like he caught the bumps in an odd place. It upset the car, and like I said, there's some big bumps there.
Just gets way loose off of exit of 4, right in front of Dylan Redding.
Almost saves it, gets into the 09.
And then right back up into the 11.
You see the 61 of Moore diving down to pit road. Civil Seguin in it. Oh, man, some hard hits
TJ
back
Floyd
there.
dirt tracks it into John Deere country, into the grass. James Moore. Oh, Brian Merle Jr.
Isaiah Gill sneaking on by, though.
Okay.
It's a tough break for a lot of these drivers.
Right. We were only at lap 2, but they should be able to get it nice and fixed up, ready to go.
You know who had a great view of this? Let's run on board with Joe Wright here, because he had a great view of everything happening right in front of him, and
wow,
able to get on through.
It's impressive right there.
Yeah, so
just held his breath and then let it all out when he went through it. Probably biting his cheeks. Oh, we got people talking about Butchino in the chat. Mitchell Westall says, let's go Dev. And then Chad King says, Butchino's going to be a problem tonight. He's in second place. He's the cat. Colin Willems, he's got to hold him off. Three of the top 3 is all the top 4 playoff drivers.
Yeah, 3.
Where's Logan Hagerman's all the way in 15th.
Did Logan get involved in that?
I don't think so. I did not see that Skyline Chili car anywhere. I don't know if he... I don't know. Let me just see. I can get you updated on
Yeah,
that.
I was taking a look back here just to see if I can see where that was, and Logan, you got it right here. Oh, Logan was involved.
He went in the pits. He was in the pits.
Yep, so I've actually got Logan here on camera, and we'll see exactly what happened to Hagerman here as he was coming.
Man.
Looks like he was going to miss it. That's when, right there.
He went through the grass.
Yep, he actually caught Dylan Redding. He got turned by Brian Merle Jr., unfortunately. And, man, just piled right in the middle of that. Heavy.
Just hoping to get a good run.
Yep.
And
so he had heavy damage on his vehicle, and he had to go in and get that fixed.
probably had the meatball. So let's see if he can maybe make his way up to the field.
But Colin Willems out in front. Lights on the pace car are still on. So we're going to go one more here. Abby Trudeau says, let's go Dev. Dev sitting in the second. Butchino sitting back in the second spot right now. So he's in a good position.
Yeah. Just looking at that 18 like a tasty meal.
When we take a look at the race info, we'll see where the track temperature is right now. Sitting at 111 degrees. So a little bit hotter than it was in qualifying, but not as hot as it was in practice. So
Poor drivers, when they get out, we'll have to give them a nice ice cold bottle of water. But they're sweating out there.
well, one of these guys is going to be drinking a little bit more than water, I think.
Oh gosh, that's for sure. It's gonna be a party, whoever wins the championship.
As they re-rack them and restack them and get ready to refire them.
I don't think this is gonna be our last caution.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're right there.
But we'll see. Here we go. Getting ready to go back green. Waiting for the pace car to pull in.
Looks like Dustin Buck's still on pit road. As pace car is getting ready to take that hard. He's off the pit road now, but takes that hard left-hand turn. Colin Willems going to bring him back to the restarting zone.
Here we go.
And there he goes. Green flag back in the air. We're racing here back again at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And a great jump for Butchino. And yeah, your top three single file in line now.
Here comes TJ Floyd looking under Michael Provolt. Now he's trying to get by Eddie Morris. And this is pretty much the battle for the highest non-playoff driver right now. Ooh, Brian Knuutti working on Devin Butchino right now, trying to set up a pass. But, see Eddie Morris. Remember, he's under attack from the 49 of TJ Floyd. Here's Joe Wright after making it through that nasty wreck.
And look who's just behind this little group right here. Isaiah Gill already up to the 8th spot. Devin Butchino now all over the back bar. Colin Willems, he looks to the high side as they come through turns 3 and 4.
Can he find speed up there?
You know, I think in 1 and 2 you can find the speed up there, but not in 3 and 4. I find that 1 and 2 you want to run a little higher, and in 3 and 4 you want to run a little lower. As you'll see, Butchino is going to get a great run here.
Making it work.
Yep. And if he doesn't clear Colin here, look at this. It's allowed Eddie and Knuutti to catch right up, and now we've got about 6-8 cars under a blanket here.
There we go. Takes the lead.
And Eddie Morris having a great run already up to the 3rd spot.
Yeah. See.
You know, these these intensity drivers right now having a great run in 3rd and 6th, but one intensity driver who's not having a great run is Logan Hagerman, sitting back in 12th right now.
He's trying to get by. Let's see, that's Mike Rentz up in front of him. I don't know. He got in that wreck, and he's trying to make his way up to the field.
Colin Willems trying to take that lead away again. Down to the bottom side, but I think, like I said, 1 and 2, the high side is really going to be the strong side. As you see, Butchino just able to pull away, and that allows Eddie Morris on that high side to get by. But as they come through 3 and 4, you're going to see Colin's going to have a little bit better speed through 3 and 4.
Yep, there he goes, looking fast on the bottom. Going to try to hold off. I think Eddie Morris he's going to get a good run in 1 and 2.
Yep, that high side again. Eddie Morris is going to be able to clear Colin here. So we just saw a little bit of smoke there, but no caution, so. Oh, looks like Dustin Buck having some issues down below the white line there. As Eddie Morris has now cleared Colin Willems. And he's going after Butchino now. Oh, and the yellow flag is out.
Looks like something blew up on that car. Cause he was doing just fine. Yep, he blew the motor.
Who was that?
He blew it up. Engine just went pop.
Yep. Do you know who brought out the yellow?
Dustin Buck.
Oh, it was Dustin.
I think.
No, it was after that. Yellow came out just after that.
Oh no.
Oh, it was Dylan Redding. Oh,
okay. I
actually,
was looking at the wrong thing. Oh no, Mike Renson. Oh no, that's Primal Jr.
Yep. Let's go back live here and see exactly what happened between these two here. As it looks like Junior's kind of coming up the track a little bit more than he thought. That might have been a little bit of net code.
I don't know. But that, he just right up into Mike Renson. That's going to send the 74 right up the track again, right into Dylan Redding for the second time.
And Max McClure comes in, and Dylan Redding goes for a wild ride. Actually lands on top of Max.
Oh.
And a couple other cars. Looks like Cheeseburger Lawrence getting involved as well. Sylvan Seguin. Oh, man. Max going for a ride. He's on top of Sylvan Seguin. So Dylan Redding taking a couple hard hits there. Let's see if we can ride along with Dylan here to see what he saw, because I know he kind of caught by surprise there.
Prediction. It's going to look like, I mean, imagine, hopefully he wasn't in a full motion simulator, or else he would probably be in the hospital.
Man, tough hit. Max McClure also just having a tough ride there. Let's see from Max's point of view here, as he's trying to get through here, thinks he's got room. He's on the brakes, catches Cheeseburger, and
that's hard to watch as a driver.
See the Pelican car come over the top of him, and then he goes over the top of the 66.
Man. Sean Spinoza says, talk about nowhere to go.
Yeah, just...
That's true.
It's the worst feeling as a driver, just nowhere to go. And
we did see Siri Reed say, gas pedal K Knuutti. Interesting. Oh, he said, go dump truck Gill earlier.
Yep. He's one of their buddies there out in California, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and sometimes you're like Eddie Morris, who just has a great run going tonight.
Yeah, right now he's in second place, right where he started the race. What if he spoiled it here? I know it's the highest finishing championship 4 driver is the one who wins the championship. So what if a non-playoff driver won the race?
Well, that really wouldn't matter. Just have to be who finishes highest out of the top 4. But that'd be awesome to see somebody like that. Lori Lynn says, let's go Fronek. Whoop, whoop.
See, where's the legend at?
He's sitting back in 8th place right now.
8th place, all right. Looking good. He's gained 11 spots since the green flag dropped.
He's also got the Pelican snowball on the side of the car.
I just now noticed that. See? Word travels fast.
Yep.
It's because of me. It's because of me. I was the advertiser.
Now we just got to get Pelican snowball on the Bandolero.
Maybe.
Speaking of the Bandolero, great job having a great race this past week. Really, really showed some improvement. I watched it. I did a great job, man.
Yeah, we were the 4th fastest car out there, and in the off weeks, got some practice in and improved. Maybe iOS ARCA might have helped a little bit, but it felt good. The car felt good. I was a 10th off 5th place was the margin. I tried. I waited too long. If there would have been, I don't know, 2 more laps, I could have gotten the 5th and maybe even 4th.
Awesome, man. Well, it was a great run for you. I was happy to see, even though the announcers thought you were in that wreck.
Yeah, I as a fellow announcer, I could see where the confusion would come, because unlike this, we can't like switch to like different driver views.
Yep, and timing assurance probably still done by paper, but
right.
But man, I hope I'm not sure who that was that took that hard hit, but I hope they were okay. I was the whole front of that bandolero was torn off. I'd never seen that before, and hopefully whoever it was all right.
Yep, it was Miley Smith, and all the equipment did exactly what it was supposed to do, which is what you want.
Absolutely. As we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here.
Yep, here we go.
Pace car pulls off. Devin Butchino leads him to the restart zone this time. There you go, green flag. And Butchino with a great jump. Eddie Morris caught sleeping a little bit as looks like Colin Willems might actually clear him here going into turn one. Brian Knuutti tried to take it 3 wide, but he's going to drop in behind Colin Willems.
Yep, Colin Willems.
3 wide.
Brian Knuutti, yep, behind them. That is crazy right there.
Able to hold it through, and Eddie Morris, who restarted in second, is going to fall all the way back to 7th. Now, up front, though, Colin Willems battling for that lead down the front stretch.
He's right there, right on his rear quarter panel.
Yep, Brian Knuutti right behind, patiently watching. Here comes the 31 of Blake Hensley in that Busch car. Gonna pull up, side draft Joe Wright a little bit, and man, top 6, man, top 7. All right there under a blanket.
This is already getting pretty dicey. And we're only 18 laps completed at a 75. We still got a lot of race left.
Yep, Blake now to the bottom underneath Joe Wright. Gonna try to push Colin Willems a little bit. You really can't you can't really bump draft here.
We are seeing a little bit of drafting going on.
But yeah, I was gonna say you do a little bit of drafting, but I think the push might be a little much. As you see, Butchino's going from high to low, looking like he's at Talladega, taking away the energy.
Oh, here comes Brian Knuutti. Looking low, onto the apron. He's on the quarter.
Again, we'll have to see. Now, Brian's been kind of hanging back a little bit, so his tires look like they're a little bit fresher. Got a little better wear on them right now, so he might be able to make something happen here as they come down into turn 3 here, and he's going to stay tucked in behind.
For now.
Yep, Butchino runs a little bit high line, though. It's kind of surprising because, like I said, that high line really works in 1 and 2, not so much in 3 and 4.
It's driver preference, whatever feels the fastest and most comfortable for the 68. Oh, I got this going on. I want to shout out some comments. Siri Reed says, Provolt, Lawrence, and Merle team up and take it to the front. Interesting. Let's see. They're all in close proximity of each other. That's not out of the question. And then Jarrett Wright says, Devin Butchino, if you aren't first, you're last. Full send. Right now he's first, but it's looking kind of scary up there for him. Brian Knuutti, he's coming.
Side by side through turns 3 and 4 and onto the backstretch, and Colin Willems right there getting ready to pounce, and Sylvan Seguin blowing up on the apron down there. So
that's the second time we've seen somebody blow up. We saw Dustin Buck blow up earlier. I don't know if it's the desert heat
or the damage that they got earlier. One car did go through the grass on the, we stayed green. Brandon White had some issues. Here comes Blake Hensley to the bottom, almost slides up into the 18 of Colin Willems, which, man, that's not what you want to see, a non-playoff driver almost catching a playoff driver there.
Mika Lofson says, Cody Moore back-to-back. Is Cody Moore even in this race?
No, Cody's not in here tonight. The Moore you see on the screen is James Moore. Oh, one car in the wall back here.
That's Sylvan Seguin, I think.
Yeah, I saw a black car smack the wall. I don't know if that was...
Let me see. I can fact check that. No, that was not Sylvan Seguin.
I think it was Fronek.
Fronek?
Either Fronek or Michael White. I'm trying to look on the side of these cars to see if there's any damage to... no damage to the side of Fronek. Michael White's got some damage, so it was Michael White that caught up into the wall.
All right, 10-4.
Up front, though.
Knuutti still chasing. Got a battle, and look who's joining the party. Isaiah Gill is trying to make his way by Blake Hensley.
Sorry about that. My time and score just crashed, so I'm trying to get that back up right now. I do apologize for the wrong logos being up there, as it did not save the way I wanted it to. As it crashed, I do apologize for that. So this is the iOS Truck Series.
Not the Cup. Having some technical difficulties.
Nothing I can't fix here.
Oh, here's Knuutti looking low for the lead. Side by side. Almost trade paint right there. Falls back in line though. Couldn't quite get a good run on the 68.
Great battle here for the top three, though. These three playoff drivers. And Logan Hagerman is starting to make his way up through the field. He's up into the 8th place now.
And he's working on Russell Martin for 7th.
He's going to take that position away.
Here he comes.
Oh. It looks like Joe Wright might have burnt his stuff up a little bit because he's fallen back to the 9th position.
I don't know. When is going to be the time that we're going to start seeing some guys trickle into the pits?
I say within the next 5 laps.
Got you.
That'd be my guess.
Got the pit sector up in case we see anybody heading in. And speaking of drivers coming in, David Wright, who has been struggling, comes back in once again. Car is absolutely destroyed. I don't know what happened to him. I believe he was involved. Yeah, he was involved in that first accident. He's a lap down.
Yep. Nick Olaf says, bummer that Cody Moore is in this race. But he typically doesn't run the truck series, so.
He did run last week at Watkins Glen, put on a heck of a show. Second place. Was catching Knuutti there. Speaking of Brian Knuutti, here he goes, looking low, running the apron on the front straightaway. Can he get a good run here in 1 and 2? Just an FYI, Greg Froelich into the pits while that battle's going on. You're right, we might be seeing some drivers start to trickle in here.
I think if you're someone like Logan Hagerman, actually Logan's...
He's up this, still in 7th.
Yep. So I think he might be, you know, if you're towards the back of the field right now, you might gamble and go in early.
Somebody like, I don't know, Michael Provolt, James Moore, Michael White, TJ Floyd.
If I was Logan Hagerman, I would think about going in and taking tires. Get off cycle.
Everybody till 7th or 6th should be thinking about staying early. Everybody from Gill on up, I don't know. Colin Willems fallen off a little bit. I don't know if he hurt his stuff.
Well, Blake Hensley up in that 3rd spot now. Having a great run today.
I know. Don't normally see him up there, but Blake Hensley having an awesome run.
Well, Blake did win a 1.5 mile race earlier in the season, as you see him blinking out, Blake Hensley. But they're side by side again for the lead. Brian Knuutti to the inside. Down to the apron again. I don't know if that apron's helping him or hurting him, as Joseph Wright is the first one of the cars up at the front to hit pit road.
Yeah, heading in. See, most likely getting some tires on that machine. As it looked like the tires were just not feeling good as he was just dropping back position after position. So hopefully these new tires are going to help that 82.
Brian Knuutti to pit lane. There he goes. Colin Willems following him in.
Isaiah Gill, look at that right there. What a storyline. Matt Knights into pit road.
Yep. So we'll watch these two here.
By the way, everybody who's heading in, Joe and Fronik so far, everybody who's gone in has fallen a lap down.
Knuutti had to back up.
Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt.
Man, I do see Colin Willems does have that Maple Leafs logo up on his pit board there. I don't know if that's going to hurt his chances at a championship, as we know the Leafs aren't the best luck when it comes to championships.
And Blake Kinsley, what a storyline, up to the lead.
Yep, Devin Butchino coming in the pit. Let's see how his pit stop goes.
I don't know. Pit stops, like a mistake in the pits can tear everything up. I'm thinking about 2019 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. Martin Truex Jr.'s crew forgets to put on the lug nut.
Yep. Logan Hagerman out to the lead now.
There we go. This is what he's been waiting for. The chance to show off the Skyline Chili car.
And I think Logan might actually stay out a little longer here. Maybe try to run a different strategy. See if maybe he can catch a yellow. Catch one of these guys out on fresh tires. Maybe lose it.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I like the strategy. Because if he goes in second time at around, let's say, lap 65.
Oh, Michael White is crashed. Hasn't brought out the yellow, but I do see that he had an issue.
I will go investigate that.
And right now, only 6 cars on the lead lap. As Logan Hagerman, TJ Floyd, Michael Proval, Brian Merle Jr., Derek Chaput, and Brandon White yet to pit.
This happens to me all the time. Michael White, as he's exiting pit road, just swings it loose.
Able to keep it off the wall and keep it off the track to keep us green. So right now, Logan Hagerman is running lap times of 33:47. Colin Willems just ran a 31:88. So you can see the difference between fresh tires and old tires here.
2 seconds. I don't know. Strategy.
But Logan's got actually a pretty good strategy here, because if he stretches this out, say to lap 45, he comes in, takes fresh tires. Now he's going to be running at least a second faster than the rest of the field.
Could it last them the whole race if he goes in once?
Well, they might. The other guys might have to go in again. So here comes Colin Willems here, trying to get his lap back. Yep, and Brian Knuutti right behind him.
Let me tell you this: that strategy sounds like a Logan Hagerman thing to do. Knuutti goes by. Here comes Joe and Gil. Yeah, look at that. They're like way faster.
But you're the, as the one of the final 4. I mean, it makes sense to try some different strategy, especially having such a bad start to the race. You really got nothing to lose. For
sure. Devin Butchino catching him. If he's able to get by Hagerman, that's going to mean that all 4 of the Championship 4 drivers are going to be back on the lead lap.
But they're also going to be 30 seconds behind him.
That is true. So they got to make all that time back up. And I don't know, if once they catch them, it might be the end of the race, or their tires will be not good again.
Brian Knuutti stalking Colin Willems here. this could actually be the battle for the championship right here.
Potentially. Depending on how the strategy for Hagerman ends up working out. Keep an eye on that. Also got Isaac Gill looking under Joe for the 9th spot. He's got the nose.
Joe's got that outside run, though, off of turn 2, which we've seen that high side be so strong. And they're actually, I think, catching Colin and Knuutti in front of them, even though they're running side by side.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But there you go.
I will say all 4 of them are running about the exact same lap times. Except for Joe is running the slowest out of everybody. I don't know if he's being more cautious, if the tires are starting to get burned out a little bit.
Michael Provolt to hit pit road. One of the drivers that has not pit yet.
So does Brian Merle Jr.
Oh, 15 up into the wall. And Greg Froelich all the way down the apron, right in front of our leader.
Oh no. Glad they were able to get it sorted out. No harm, no foul.
And Hagerman staying out.
I like the strategy with the 7. Because everybody else, they're going to have to go back in. But if he heads in right here, he won't have to go in for the rest of the race and can stretch it out.
See Greg Froelich working around, getting his lap back. In the 11th spot. So 11 cars on the lead lap currently.
Norland says number 71, Froelich.
My question is, how much does Logan have left in the tank?
I mean, I'm not sure. He's continuing to get progressively slower.
But here's the other thing. Colin Willems just ran a 32.3. And here comes Hagerman into the pits now. So he's going to be a second a lap faster now with a 22-second lead. Man, this is going to come down to a great finish here. We'll see Logan come to pit road here, see how well he gets into his stall.
So right now, Colin Willems is just now getting onto the backstretch. Oh, nope. He's actually... I underestimated that.
We're going to take a look. We got the track map up right now, and we see that they just went by.
Mm-hmm. Hagerman's just coming off, so I don't think he'll go a lap down.
No, but he's going to be... trying to do the math here, see how far behind he is right now. I think he's in really good shape, honestly.
Will the strategy work out? I don't know.
Yeah, because he's about a straightaway behind, so he's about 18 seconds behind the leader, who's Colin Willems. But at the same time, he's going to be running at least a second and a half faster than them.
For sure. Just now getting by James Moore, 12th. I like the strategy.
That's for sure. I think it's a much different strategy than everybody else was running, and it could be a championship winning strategy. As we're going to be coming to 25 laps to go here.
We're getting down. It's go time. If it wasn't already.
See TJ Floyd on fresher tires going around Colin. So you can see the fresher tires already playing a difference right there as you see TJ Floyd getting around Colin Willems.
See Mike Rentz back on pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 91. think now's a good time for pump up the intensity.
We could do that for sure. If I can find the, oh, I have to be here. Colin Willems and
Brian Knuutti.
Brian Knuutti, thank you. Going back at it out here.
Yeah, they've been going at it for the entire race, and the only time that this battle was really interrupted was the pit stops. But they're back out. This is for the championship right here.
I do apologize for that little pop-up on my screen earlier, but we got the logos back the way they should be. So, we're ready to rock and roll here. Brian Knuutti to the bottom here.
Woo.
To the inside of Colin Willems. And here comes Max McClure on fresh tires right behind him. Trying to stay out of this battle, but you can see what the fresh tires are doing. Looks like... I was going to say Max last pit on lap 45. Logan Hagerman was on 47, so you can see what fresh tires are going to look like if Hagerman can get back up to these guys, because he's coming pretty quick.
We're starting to see the drivers trickle in again. Russell Martin and the Twisted Tea Machine heading in.
Logan is 12 seconds back, but he's running 1 second lap faster laps. So within the next 10, 12 laps, he might be back up to these guys. So with about 5 laps to go, he might catch them.
Again, I like the strategy for Logan Hagerman, but here goes Froelich into the pits. We're starting to see those guys that we saw come in early for our first green flag pit stops.
Oh, I apologize, my mic is super quiet. Let me get that fixed for you. There you go. Now my mic is fixed. I apologize, Mick. Thank you very much for letting me know. Eddie Morris, the pit lane, and Joe Wright on the pit lane. So those guys have nothing really to lose back there.
For sure.
Tyree said, man, I don't know who to root for. So many faves in the top 20.
I mean, we got 26 drivers. I mean, pretty much everyone in the iOS. You gotta have a fave in it. I agree. See, there's top 20. I'm gonna go ahead and do a rundown of the top 20 right now as everybody's heading in doing green flag pit stops. Colin Willems in the lead. Brian Knuutti second. Isaiah Gill third. Devin Butchino heading into the pits. He's starting to fall behind. Right now he's in fifth. Hagerman is in fourth. Blake Hensley sixth. Provolt seventh. TJ Floyd eighth. Michael Lawrence ninth. And then rounding out your top 10, Brian Merle Jr.
Oh, Colin Willems and Brian Knuutti. I pit road. Knuutti almost misses pit road. Colin Willems locks him up. Oh, I don't know if he was down to speed.
Uh-oh. But look who's in the lead now. Isaiah Gill, the Isaiah Gill in the number 2 machine, is in the lead.
But not just that. Look who's the
Second
highest playoff driver. As these guys both hit their marks perfect this time. Wonder if anybody's going to take 2 tires.
That would be a strategy. I'm going to actually look at them.
Nope, looks like both of them are going to take 4.
Okay.
Isaiah Gill now on the pit road. Almost loses it, gang, on the pit road. That's going to give the lead to Logan Hagerman. Grandma Hagerman must be jumping up and down in her seat right now.
Here we go. 13 laps to go. Logan Hagerman in the lead. And the question, can he make it all the way?
I'm sure he can make it all the way right now. He's in cruise control as he's going to have a giant lead on the rest of the field. So we take a look at our track map here. Logan just coming through turns 3 and 4. He's got Devin Butchino in front of him, who's a lap down. And you've got Colin Willems and Brian Knuutti. They're just going into turn 1 right now. You see the 18 and the 40 going through turns 1 and 2. So, yeah, Hagerman's got a huge lead right now on these guys. More than half the track, 3/4 of the track lead.
With 12 to go. Wow. I don't know. I mean, unless something crazy happens, the strategy's all coming together.
I mean, it's Logan Hagerman. It's not Stephen Black. So we'll have to see how this plays out here. I know Stephen Black is probably looking at the screen right now cursing me. But, yeah, right now, Hagerman with a gigantic lead. And again, on cruise control, you can see his lap times. He's running 33.2s. And Colin Willems is running a 31.7, so 2 seconds faster. But they're more than 22 seconds behind. So Mikkelhoff says, I hope no one gills it. That's true. I've only had 1 caution in this truck race tonight. And I'm not trying to... I'm sorry, 2 cautions in this truck race tonight. And not trying to jinx it or anything, but... that is not what Logan Hagerman wants as a caution. He wants this thing to go green for the next 10 laps.
Oh, and there's a wreck. I'm just kidding.
As Blake Hensley goes around to get his lap back. That's the 14th position. And we saw he ran 47 laps on a tank of fuel, so we know he can go the distance. It's just all about those tires.
Is it bad enough to where, let's see, Siri says, gotta pull for McClure, also man, I had a great host in Tech Advisor.
I think it's supposed to be he's a great host and tech advisor, but
That is true. See, where's McClure at? He's in 18th, about to pass, looking at Matt Knights for 17th. Eight to go.
yeah, and it sounded like Hagerman is really lifting in the corners, trying to just take it as easy as possible. We'll ride along with Hagerman here. We can listen. He's off the throttle for a long time. As he goes into turns 3 and 4 here, we can hear him lifting. Actually, he's back on the gas brake quickly. A little smoke in front of him. Somebody coming to pit lane. Oh no, Blake Hensley's in front of him, probably blinking, so that's where the smoke came from. But if you look across your ticker at the top, I have the interval, and Brian Knuutti is 16 seconds behind with 7 laps to go.
I don't know. It's gonna be close. This is why I love announcing this for moments like this, where strategy comes into play. And plus, this is for the championship. This isn't regular season just for a race. This is for the championship to become the face of the iOS.
Yeah, here comes Logan Hagerman into turns 1 and 2, and we still see that Colin Willems and Brian Knuutti are just coming to the line now. So as he's coming off of turn 2, actually as he was down the middle of the backstretch, they were just coming across the line. So they're gaining on him quickly. But I don't think they're going to be able to make up just less than a half a lap here with 6 laps to go. Or 5 laps to go, excuse me.
I mean, here we got Froelich 5th for 15th.
Yep, Froelich trying to get his.
Ooh, we got maybe some drama. Cody Morse's Brian Merle Jr. just blocked Willems for the win.
Well, it looks like Brian Knuutti and Colin Willems are about a half second between each other. Right now, Hagerman's all up front, Cody. I think strategy is going to work here for Hagerman as he's got just 4 laps to go.
I wouldn't say that just yet.
Trying to stir the pot here, Atman. Trying to get that caution to come out. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I got to do anything to make it exciting.
And I'm sure Brian Knuutti and Colin Willems are both screaming that there's debris on the backstretch right now.
It's there. I know it looks invisible, but it's there.
Yeah. As we got 3 laps to go. Can Hagerman just hold on to it? TJ Floyd having a great run, sitting back in 2nd place right now. And Michael Provolt sitting in 3rd. Although it looks like Knuutti's probably going to pass Provolt for 2nd, but TJ, with 2 laps to go, popsicle sticks in the air. If we could come around and take the white flag, there would be no yellow to end it. Brian Knuutti up into the 3rd spot. But all that's going to matter is if Logan Hagerman can take the Skyline chili machine to victory lane.
1 lap to go as they cross the line.
Well, he hasn't crossed the line just yet.
Not yet.
There it is, white flag in the air, final lap. So if there would be no yellow here. Logan Hagerman just has to put in cruise control as he's got 12 seconds back to Brian Knuutti. Actually, Knuutti's all over the back bumper of TJ Floyd for 2nd place. So Knuutti might be able to take away that 2nd place. But Logan Hagerman coming through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in the iOS Truck Series. And your winner and champion, Logan Hagerman, doing it for Grandma and getting the win here in the iOS Truck Series.
The people's champion in the iOS Truck Series. What a storyline. Has a rough first half of the race. Makes a crazy strategy call. But it ended up working out for him. Gets the victory. And I'm sure this is going to be the craziest burnout you've ever seen.
Brian Knuutti does take it home in 2nd. And Colin Willems gets up to 3rd.
I will say TJ Floyd fell all the way to 14th.
I wonder if something happened with TJ there, but here's the burnout.
Here it goes. Burning it down. Again, your iOS Truck Series champion.
And that's one happy Canuck right there. And Cody Moore's loving the Skyline chili on the side of the truck.
I don't know how that came up.
He is still celebrating. So as he finishes his celebration, let's take a look at the results. Logan Hagerman, your winner and race winner here, as he blows the motor. He doesn't need another motor. It's the last night race of the season.
His temps are good.
Yep, his temps are good. Comes home the winner. Brian Knuutti second. Colin Willems third. Michael Provost fourth. And your final playoff driver, Devin Butchino, brings it home in fifth. Brandon White sixth. Derek Chaput seventh. Isaiah Gill eighth. Eddie Morse ninth. And Brian Merle Jr. brings it home in the top 10.
We see everybody heading down, telling Logan Hagerman congratulations. We got other people doing burnouts as well.
And let's not forget who the race team is that won the championship.
Intensity Race Team was the race team of Isaiah Gill.
Nope.
And I bet...
Logan Hagerman.
Why did I say Isaiah Gill? Isaiah Gill finished 8th. I have no idea. I'm sorry, everyone. This is terrible.
So let's get the championship picture off here. And we're going to bring in our third place finisher,
Colin Willems.
Colin Willems. Colin, you got Atlee and Josh in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Hey, man, much better finish than he had last night, but just not able to bring it home. Logan had probably the strategy of all strategies to bring the truck home with the win in the championship. I know you and Brian were battling hard there at the end. Is the strategy call, as you look back on it, is the strategy call the bad call, or was that kind of what you were planning on doing the whole time?
Yeah, I liked my strategy and Brian's strategy. It all depended on the green flag run this time. Cautions early, changed the dynamic, which, Logan, I'll give him all the credit in the world. Congratulations, Logan. You definitely rolled the dice with that strategy, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad it paid off because that took stones to do.
You had to be saying to race control that there is some kind of debris on the track.
Yeah, you must have been praying for a caution there at the end.
That or for Logan to run out, but yeah, no, the caution, still the same thing. We only had 10 or 12 on the lead lap, so that would have given Logan probably another set of tires. So that may not have helped. That could have brought Butchino back into the picture, who was fast all night too. So Logan played his cards right, that's for sure, and so he deserves to win. Happy for him.
Awesome, man. Well, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go tonight?
Absolutely. Like to thank Cassie, always, number one fan there. Everyone in the bot squad. Try and hit everyone that I can right now. I got Cassie, Nick, Cora, Abiana, Chelsea, Thomas, Kevin, Sheldon, Ian, and Knuutti, of course. Big shout out tonight. I owe this third place finish all to Mr. Cody Moore. Big congrats to him for last night as well. He was fast as hell. Worked with me a bit this afternoon, give me some tips. Definitely paid off. Obviously had a much better showing tonight than last night, so I owe that to Cody, so appreciate it, buddy.
Awesome, man. Well, third place is nothing to shake a stick at. A great race. Being in both championship hunts. You and Knuutti, the only two in the top 4 in both series. So congratulations on the third, and hopefully better luck next season. And one bit of advice that might help you out is take that Maple Leafs logo off your pit sign, and you might have a better chance.
Oh, you might want to check those pit cycles. I think I might have had the lowest time spent on pit road today. Those guys down in the pits as well. But yeah, before I leave you next season, watch out for Apex. We're going to be coming.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. We'll talk to you next year.
Take care, guys.
And our second place finisher, Brian Knuutti. Brian, you got Josh Natley in the booth. You got us?
I got you, buddy. How's it going?
Man, second place tonight, second place last night. Two good seasons you really can't, be upset about. But, man, how did that race go? Was the strategy, now that you're looking back on it, not the strategy you wanted to go with?
No, I mean that was the strategy I was going with. Honestly, Logan, man, he just came out of nowhere. I mean, Grandma's got to be proud. You know, he stretched it out, and I thought it was between me, Colin, and Devin. I thought it was going to be one of the three of us for sure to win this thing, and we were battling up, and you know, figured whoever pitted first was probably going to leapfrog in front of the other one, and I pitted right with Colin, and uh, I screwed up that first pit stop. I overshot my pit, so he gained in front of me, and man, that was. I honestly, going back, I don't think I'd change anything. You know, talking to Logan after the race, he said that you know, he got caught up in that first accident, so kind of put him in his strategy. So
I mean, seeing the gap between you and Logan Hagerman tick down, I mean, what was going through your head?
I thought he had to pit. I wasn't even paying attention to where he was. I was looking at Colin. I was looking at the 18 in my mirror, and we were battling side by side. It was an amazing race between me and him, and Devin the whole time. The three of us just nonstop battling for the lead, or what was going to eventually be the lead. I honestly, I thought Logan was going to have to pit, so he wasn't even on my radar until about 2 to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure as you guys were coming down to it, you were praying for a yellow to come out so you guys could get back in there and get back to the front. It just never happened. So, but that's what happens when Logan Hagerman's out front and not Stephen Black. So, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout outs you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this with everybody. I also got to give a shout out to Colin and Devin racing me clean the whole time. Those you know, those awesome race, and they raced clean all year. You know, fun battling with those guys. Logan, you know, for that awesome pitch strategy that he had. You know, he did an awesome job. You know, he deserves it. Also got to thank Isaiah Gill for showing back up today. You know, finally, even though he's not on my team in the trucks, and you know, we fired him earlier this year in Cup, but glad to see him back out here. Got to give a shout out to you guys. You guys up in the booth, you guys do an awesome job. Got to give a shout out to Max. Got to give a shout out to Dustin Dean. He sucks, but you know, he's up there in the booth. You know, he's making all the calls tonight. Got to give a shout out to Cody Moore. You know, he's won the championship last night. You know, solid dude. Love racing with that guy. You know, got to give a shout out to all my teammates. Also, you know, it looks like, you know, this is the end of this season, so we're going to be doing next season. And then also, don't forget to tune in next Tuesday. We're going to be doing an all-star shootout. I'll be posting up the flyer later today, or probably right after this. All-star shootout to get into the all-star race the following week. And we're going to be using the next-gen cup cars. And also, as always, I got to thank Gill's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. I know, like I said, second place is the first loser, but I know you're not upset with it because you had a hell of a season. And I'm looking forward to next year in the trucks running with you as opposed to calling the races. So
that should be fun.
Should be fun. We'll catch you next season.
All right, catch you on the track.
And finally, your champion, your winner, Logan Hagerman. Logan, you got Josh and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
Yes.
Man, congratulations on both the win, the championship, and a really, really ballsy strategy call to get the win and make an Intensity Racing team proud. Man, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling awesome right now, man. I was like shaking the last 5 laps. I was just amazed. I didn't think I was going to win it. I thought I was the underdog going in, and then to pull it off, I'm feeling pretty good.
For sure. I mean, what was your thought process to the strategy coming into this?
Well, I didn't really have any strategies going into it, but I got involved in that first accident, and I had to use my quick repair. So then I was at the back, so I knew I had to do something different than the leaders. And then when the caution came out, they didn't pit. I decided that I was going to pit, and then I was just going to try to stretch it out as long as I could to see if I could do it with one less pit stop. And that's what I did. The whole last run, I was just, instead of using my brake, I was just shutting off the truck, going into the corner, saving gas, and turning it back on. And it worked out perfectly.
You know, I heard that, and I thought maybe you short pit or didn't take enough fuel, and we're sputtering a little bit. But, man, that was a really impressive run. And I imagine the last, I don't know, 15 laps, you were just thinking, when's the yellow going to come out?
Yeah, I thought for sure it was going to come out. I knew I couldn't be that lucky, but I was this time. But even if the caution came out with 5 to go, I still had a fresh set of tires there, so I still feel like I would have been in the best position.
Awesome, man. Well, I know you got some thank yous. I know Grandma Hagerman's watching at home. She must be excited. Did she text you yet?
Yes, she already texted me. She congratulated me. So thanks, Grandma. I love you. Thanks for watching. I got to thank all the guys at Intensity Racing, you guys up in the broadcast booth. I got to thank Cody Moore for getting me the deal with Skyline Chili. Tonight we're all going to go to Skyline Chili. Grandma, make sure you come. And got to thank everybody in the league. It was just a really good season. A lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. You are the Truck Series champion, iOS. Now you got to go and defend it next season. Are you looking forward to that?
You betcha.
And I'll be running alongside you as well. I'm looking forward to it. So see if we can.
Also got to point out that Canada got 2 of the trophies out of the 3 series.
That is true. Jackson won the Jackson Quali won the ARCA series, and then Cody Moore, he's not that far from Canada, so we can give it to him. And it's Ohio, it doesn't really matter. And then you, so yeah, 2 out of 3 up in Canada. That's an amazing accomplishment.
It's all Ohio.
But again, congratulations, and look forward to seeing what next year brings you.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Atlee, that was a fantastic. The last 2 races, fantastic races. We had no cautions last night, only 2 cautions tonight. A lot of clean racing, a lot of hard racing, a lot of strategy. What more can you ask for?
As a racing fan, that's like the best kind of race to watch. I love the strategy, everything coming down to like the final couple laps. I couldn't have asked for a better race. That was awesome.
Well, you heard it first. Brian Knuutti announcing the All-Star event coming up, which will be running the next-gen cars. So that'll be really fun to watch, and looks like I'm going to be in the paint booth getting some paints done for you guys for that. But, man, Atlee, I'm looking forward to next season now.
Yep, I just want more iOS trucks. I've had so much fun calling this, and I'm going to be back in the booth next season. Hopefully, I don't know who's going to be the co-announcer, but I'm excited already.
Yeah, I'm excited to run that series next year because if it ends like it ended, if it starts like it ended this season, man, we're in for a treat.
For sure. And, I want to thank everyone for coming in, tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We are on the road to 2,000 followers on Facebook. Check us out on there. And then also check us out on YouTube and Twitch, going to 1,000 followers. You got Twitter, at Intensity Broadcasting, always dropping juicy polls on there. So check us out on the Twitter. And then we'll see. Also, if you got Amazon or Roku TV, it's 2021. You got to have either of those. Then download the E-Racing TV app on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Since Broadcasting's on there, you can have us on the big screen on your Roku or Fire TV. So download E-Racing TV app, and you can also get some other awesome broadcasts as well on there. So
yep, and we got Dirt tomorrow night, right?
Double Dirt. For sure.
I think it's the last week of the Domination Series, is it not? Or we have 2 weeks left?
You'll see if you tune into the broadcast. It's a surprise.
All right.
Leave you on a cliffhanger. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Atlee Atman-Weasel on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Over and out.